Hi everybody, it's Janine over at Slow Happy Vintage and welcome to my jewelry channel. If you are new here, welcome. We talk all things jewelry here. I am a vintage and antique jewelry collector, reseller. I repair things. We do all kinds of things with jewelry. I am not an expert. We learn together here. My goal is to help you to learn to recognize fantastic things in unusual places. I don't go into antique stores and spend a lot of money buying jewelry. I like to find things that people miss for $1 or $3 at a yard sale or a thrift shop. So that's what we do here. Welcome. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And today we're going to talk about a fabulous yard sale that I went to. One quick note. This right here is a necklace that I recently found at our local swap meet. It was $3. It is carnelian and gold filled. It's by the company Vanell, and just an FYI, Vanell, there are two Vanell companies, Vanell Corporation and there's Vanell Jewelers. They're both an old company. Vanell Jewelers is still in existence today. Vanell Corporation is not. Vanell Corporation started, I believe, around 1938 in Rhode Island. Vanell Jewelers started in Massachusetts about the same time. The difference is that Vanell Corporation, they're known for their semi-precious stones, a lot of silver, and a lot of gold-filled items. Whereas the Vanell Jeweler, they did a lot of custom fine jewelry. So once you are familiar with the Vanell logos, it's not hard to tell. This is actually a very unusual piece. I've seen a lot of the brooches, and I just don't understand why Vanell jewelry doesn't sell for more because it's really high quality. This one, like I said, is not one that I've ever seen before. It's absolutely stunning, and I might end up keeping it. It has a very Art Nouveau look to it and just super high quality. So these are the types of things I want to help you find when you're going looking in yard sales or estate sales or what have you. So today we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff I found at a yard sale. I haven't been going to a whole lot of yard sales lately. Usually when I look up yard sales, I look for ones that list jewelry as one of the items that they have for sale, or costume jewelry or vintage jewelry. But for the most part, garage sales and yard sales are very hit and miss. Now I'm going to put an insert picture of the picture that was on this yard sale advertisement. I think it was on Craigslist. Look at this picture and tell me that you you would just have to go to this one, right? Obviously, there was a lot of jewelry there. I had no idea what the prices were going to be, but there was one particular thing, actually a couple of them, but I'm going to highlight one that sparked my interest. So this one right here, if you see that little tiny green thing there, we'll talk about that when we get to it. Everything was just $1 each. Yes, just $1 each. It's a really lovely AB coated, dangle beaded, kind of like a cha-cha style bracelet. And then we have this lovely locket. All of these are vintage pieces. This one, I do not know the maker of it, but it's a Victorian Revival piece. It's not marked, but it is just a beautiful locket. And this piece right here is a faux turquoise beaded piece. I don't believe this is marked, but it does have the old spring ring. When you're looking, I talk a lot about what to look for. So how do I know this is vintage? Well, one of the reasons, these spring rings right here, you can tell the different types of spring rings. This one's not super old, but definitely old enough to be considered vintage. This is probably from the 70s, I would guess, possibly earlier. I'm not really great at dating things. I just know nice things when I see them, and this is a nice thing. This is marked Japan. It's got some gorgeous, looks to be hand-painted stations on it. These little beads right here actually rotate within the frame. So normally I don't pick up these faux pearl pieces, but for $1 and how beautiful this is and how the hand painting is on it, it's fabulous. A lot of people ask, well, what do you do with all this jewelry? I collect it and I resell it. Now, I have managed to combine my two loves, my love of animals with my love of jewelry and collecting. And the proceeds that I get from selling my jewelry goes to take care of my animals. I have 4 going on 5 miniature horses, and then I have 2 rescue dogs that I use my proceeds to take care of. Now, when I sell jewelry, I try to get the highest price I can for it for that purpose. I want to try to, recoup my investment, obviously. And anytime I buy a large amount of jewelry like this, I always look for 1 or 2 pieces that will cover the entire cost of everything that I've purchased. I will tell you what I feel those pieces are at the end, or you can guess as we're going through. It's lightweight, it's costume, it's not gold or anything, but it is a high quality chain, and for some reason these chains seem to be higher valued. Now, I always start pricing things high, and as time goes on, or if I just get tired of looking at it, I lower my prices as time goes on. We have this one, I don't believe is marked. It looks to me like it could possibly be a Liz Claiborne. It has that kind of style of Liz Claiborne. It's a dual chain, very solid chain. It's a heavy chain. This lady had really good taste as far as jewelry, and I probably should have bought more, but I, gotta leave some for other people too. So this has got a box clasp on it. Just a nice high quality chain in excellent condition. This one is marked Goldette. Now, a little history about Goldette. Goldette was in business from 1955 to about 1977. They are a costume jewelry line, and they typically would use silver and gold tone alloys, and oftentimes they would have this lovely antique color, which is known as Russian gold in the jewelry collecting circles. It's not gold, but it's just a certain look of gold. Miriam Haskell used Russian gold as well, and they often would use shell cameos, intaglios, Austrian crystals, and art glass, and rhinestones, and cabochons in their designs. They say that Goldette would take the best elements from the Deco, Nouveau, and Victorian era to reproduce revival pieces from those areas. Like this one is a Roman coin, and I have a lot of intaglios and cameos from Goldette, also slide bracelet. This 3-strand chain with a similar clasp to this is very common to Goldette. This one is marked, but a lot of Goldette is not marked, so you kind of have to get a feel for what their design style is. And this graduated 3 or more strand design is very common to them. Once you get to know Goldette, like I said, it's not that difficult to recognize it out in the wild. This, I don't know if I can even get this whole thing. It looks like a giant ear. This is an amazing piece. It's got a genuine agate in here. It's handcrafted in brass, copper, and probably some alloys. It's just an unusual piece. It has kind of, I don't even know what style you'd call this. This has got like a stylized calla lily right here. Yeah, I haven't run comps on this, but I knew from the minute I saw it, that's going to be a special piece. So yeah, we'll put that on the neck later. It's just a very unusual piece. And then we have this kind of chainmail looking piece. It's just really well crafted. Look at all the work that went into putting that whole piece together. All these vintage pieces, they're hand assembled, and that's a lot of work to go into putting something together like that. The chain is beautiful. I don't believe it's marked at all, and it's got just a little hookish clasp like that on it. Very fun. Now this is that green piece that I told you was something special. So this is what is known as a Trifari waterfall necklace. And this is iconic simply because it's a known popular design from Trifari, but it was also made popular by that movie, The Devil Wears Prada, starring Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep wears one of these necklaces in that movie, and so sometimes that's a good keyword to use. Devil Wears Prada. It's a lovely necklace. Trifari always has high quality pieces, and this is no exception. It is marked Trifari on the clasp right there. And it's one of those pieces that's, late 50s, early 60s. It is a 3-strand necklace with that lovely waterfall in the center. Now, not all waterfall necklaces from Trifari are created equal. This one, the green ones are popular, but it comes in multiple colors, and certain ones are more popular than others. This one, at time of filming, was selling in the 113 to 160 range, I believe, and I will be listing that soon. I also have this in cream, and there's some completer pieces that accompany this too. There's earrings and another necklace. This one was a bit of a sleeper. So when I saw this, it was completely black on the counter. It was disgusting looking. But I looked at it and I went, that looks older. If you look at the design here on the sides, and if you look at the safety clasp and just the overall look of it, it definitely looks like an older piece. But like I said, when I first saw it on the table, it was black and just looked like a costume piece. So when I got it home, I looked at it close. I'm like, yep, that's special. So I took it home. I cleaned it up a little bit, but not too much, because you want to kind of leave that aged look to it. I discovered it is sterling. It has a sterling mark right by the clasp right here. And this is glass, but that is not uncommon for them in the Art Deco period to put glass in sterling. So this is a lovely original deco piece in sterling. Now it is missing, what is it missing? It's missing, you can hardly tell because of the way the design is, but it is missing 2 baguettes. See right here, there's a baguette on one side of the red stone. So it's missing one here, and it's missing one here. I am going to try to repair that, but I don't know if I can find those long skinny baguettes, but I'm going to try. Anyway, either way, it's a beautiful piece and should sell quite well. So this is another goldette, marked goldette. And this one does not look like it had a pendant of any kind on it. It could have, but I'm not, there's nothing on it now, but it is a goldette chain. Same style. It's got 4 strands and a clasp, fold over clasp that has a decorative element on either side. That's just classic goldette. So even if it's not signed goldette, it stands to reason that you would consider it to be goldette. I don't believe this one is marked. No, it's not. But look how pretty that is. It's got these little faux pearls. I have not cleaned any of these yet. All of the chains will end up in the sonic cleaner. It does a wonderful job of cleaning the chains, but I would be hesitant to put this in the sonic cleaner simply because it's got pearls, and the sonic cleaner can sometimes strip the pearls completely. There is a little bit of stripping of the pearls on this one. You can see the pearlized coating on these little pieces right here is worn off, but overall, it doesn't really detract. There's not that much wear. In fact, it's just a couple of them. It's got a beautiful little decorative clasp, and it is a little box clasp, not marked, but for $1, yes, please. This set is an Avon set. I have not researched this one at all, but anytime I see really nice statement Avon, I will pick them up, especially when it's just $1. It was $1 for the earrings and the necklace together. It's got beautiful rondelles. I mean, there's Avon and then there's Avon. There's Avon that's cheaply produced, and then there's Avon that has substance and design style that is just accelerated beyond just the simple Avon. I love this necklace. I don't wear a whole lot of pearls. I'm not planning to keep this one, but it is a beautiful set nonetheless. These have some substantial weight to them. They're not just cheap little costume pieces. Yeah, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And we have another set of Trifari earrings. They're very similar to the Petalette series, but I don't think these are technically Petalette pieces. But if you see Trifari that has encased glass stones, first I thought these were plastic, but no, they're glass, and they do need to be cleaned up, but they are just stunning earrings. Now, some of these have some verdigris, and the sonic cleaner for me will take that off really well. Now, on a piece like this, I would not hesitate to put this into the sonic cleaner simply because there are no rhinestones and there's no pearlized coating. This is just glass, so it's not going to get damaged. The only risk I would have with this piece is having the glue on the back of this glass piece might become compromised, and these little round cabochons might fall out. But that's okay. I can glue them back on. I would rather get it all cleaned and pretty and risk having those fall off and have to glue them back on than have them in this kind of disgusting state. So those will get cleaned as well. The next one we have is a Monet, and lovely, lovely Monet. This one is in pretty good, clean condition. This is one I would not put in the sonic cleaner because these are pearlized, and like I said, the sonic cleaner can oftentimes ruin pearlized coatings, and this is just too nice to even risk that. Mesh jewelry is very popular right now. Things come in waves, and mesh is pretty popular. But this one does have some damage. So it's supposed to be just a circular thing. I don't know what happened to this piece right here, and I don't know if I can unfurl it enough to make it look like it's supposed to. Looks like it got crushed somehow, which is most unfortunate, but it's still a really fun piece. I didn't notice this had damage when I bought it. I may or may not have gotten it. It is a newer piece, you see by this lobster clasp, but the style of it is what made me get it. I normally do not pick up very many lobster clasps because typically that is more modern. I mean, this could just be a Chico's piece or something, but it has a nice style to it. I love that big knot, and I love the mesh, but I do not love the damage. This piece is not signed. Once again, super high quality. And these bezels set, it's pointed on both sides. I don't know, is that a bicone rhinestone? It's not a rhinestone. I'm going to check these. I think they're just glass, but they could, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to check those. Then this one is an Avon that I have never seen before. Tassels and bolos are very popular right now, and this is both a bolo or a slide necklace with tassels. It's ball chain. It's a decorative ball chain. There's engraved swirls on every single one of the little balls, and this is one that you would put over your head, and then you can adjust it bolo style, moving this clasp up and down depending on how long you want the tassels to be. Interestingly enough, I believe this one is a Juliana piece made for Avon. D&E did contract to make a lot of pieces for other designers or other companies, and I can't find a reference number to that, but all over, when you research this one, it comes up as Juliana for Avon quite readily. So I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but if anybody has a reference number or a picture from a book or something that shows this piece in it as that, I would appreciate you letting me know. I can't find it on the Is It Juliana Jewelry website, but anyway, it's a really lovely piece. At first glance, you might think this could be goldette because it does have multi strands and it does have this type of like butterfly fold over type clasp. However, goldette, they usually would have different types of chain. This one has all the same type of chain on it, and goldette was usually known for having different ones. So looking at this one, if you flip it over, this is actually a Monet. Once again, I have not looked up the comps on these. I'll try to before I post this, but I really want to get some videos out, so I may not. Anyway, it's gorgeous. It's long. It's in excellent condition. It's beautiful chains. There's like no wear on this thing at all. That's one thing about Monets and Napiers. They wear really well. I mean, you will find wear on some of them, but the finish holds up really well on these older pieces. This one is not marked. I would venture to think this could potentially be a goldette, knowing that there are lots of goldettes in this lot of jewelry. This lady happened to like goldette and purchase a lot of it. Different types of chain on it, older clasp, same type style of clasp as commonly goldette has. Would I call this goldette in a listing? Probably not. What I would probably say is multi-strand vintage necklace. And then in the description, I might mention that I purchased it in a lot that had several goldette pieces, and I am under the impression this is potentially goldette, but goldette, the name itself, I don't know warrants higher prices than any other vintage piece of this caliber. I mean, people always like marked jewelry better than unmarked jewelry, but the design will oftentimes just carry itself as well. Good yard sale. As far as the pieces that would cover the cost of everything, like I said, everything was just $1 each, and I think I spent like $20 on the whole lot. So easily, oh gosh, more than half of these pieces, probably all of these pieces, could sell for $20. The higher value ones, I believe, are going to be the Monet, not the is this Monet? No, this Avon set. Of course, the Trifari waterfall necklace and this Germany piece and potentially this Japan piece, as well as the deco bracelet. Oh, and don't forget this one. So we'll put some of these up on a neck to show you what they look like hanging. And before we do that, I wanted to show you some of the things I've been repairing. I don't think I showed these. I am in the process of editing, and I wanted to ask you a favor. If you are watching this far, please leave a comment and give me a thumbs up. The more activity you guys show here, the more our little community grows. So if you don't mind, please do that for me. Thanks. This is that little coral piece that needed pearls. So we got the pearls put back on. Here is the broken ceramic set. This piece right here was broken. It came from that lot that I recently highlighted where she said everything was great and things weren't great. So it repaired really well, but we'll see. Time will tell if that piece is going to stay glued on there. I used good glue, but we'll see. And then I think I showed these in the last video. Sarah Coventry set. And then these are sterling. They had the complete broken clasp, earring clasp. And so I took both clasps off and I glued on a pierced earring clasp. So at least they're going to be usable. I do believe that this is cinnabar and potentially sterling. I'll have to double check those, but at least they're usable now. Then the Florenzas got new green stones. Beautiful. And this piece was bought at the swap meet, and I think it was just maybe $3, but it was missing all of these stones and I think one of these, and so I restored that one. It is so beautiful. I think this is just glass. It's like a faux amber glass. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. That one, I don't know if I want to keep it for a while or not. I have a bunch of bracelets that I hang up. I mean, it's just eye candy. Why do people collect costume jewelry? Oh gosh, so many reasons. I think I need to do a whole video on why do you collect costume jewelry. But then the last one I wanted to show you is that check necklace that I repaired. Remember, I was deciding, all of the pearl coating was off of the pearls, and I was deciding whether to use these little purple beads to match the amethyst glass in here. I decided against that because these are new. These are clearly new. They're from like Michael's or something. They're a modeled glass, and this is old. This is a beautiful check piece, and I wanted to keep it as close to original as I could, and so I did find some vintage faux pearls to put where the other pearls were. They're a little bit smaller than the original pearls, but I actually like that better because it gives it a little bit daintier of a look. And then I added the pearls right here, the smaller pearls, and a chain because the necklace was actually a little too short. Then the other thing I did, it used to have some little tiny seed pearls hanging. Oh, it had one seed pearl hanging from here, and then two loops where more seed pearls should have hung. But I don't have those tiny seed pearls that hang. And so what I ended up doing was taking all of them off, and I cut the rings and filed them down. And you can't even tell that there was anything different than how it looks now on it. So gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Well, I've got lots more to show you, but I'm going to end this video now so I can get it published. And we will see you in the next video. If you saw something in here that you would like to call your own, please let me know. Just give me an email at slowhappyvintage@aol.com, and we'll see if we can't get that into your hands. And if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe, and give a thumbs up. All right, that's it for now. Talk to you later.